is labor pain so different for everyone? Let's break it down. Hi, I'm Rohene. Through Fearless Birth, I share what I've learned about transforming fear when it comes to labor and birth and really building confidence so that you can feel prepared and own your birth journey. So why does labor feel so different for everybody? The biggest point is it's not just physical. It's 90% mind, 10% body. Your mindset matters more than your body prep. Oftentimes, we tend to focus mainly on preparing our body, but not the mind. When you're in pain or in discomfort, what your mind tells you in that moment is what makes it bearable or unbearable. Does your mind tell you to run away, or does your mind tell you to keep going? For instance, you're in the gym, you are working out, you're doing some squats, and you're about to do the last 10 reps. You've done a lot of the reps already. But in those last 10 reps, what does your mind tell you? Is it telling you, you got this? It's only 3 more to go, only 5 more to go, only 2 more to go? Or is your mind telling you, it's only 3, it's okay, I can give up, I can stop, you can stop now, it really hurts. So what is your mind telling you? Is your mind being your cheerleader or your gloom leader? Is it telling you to keep going, or is it telling you to give up? Preparing your mind means knowing how to cope with those sensations you feel during labor beforehand. Preparing your mind also means that you can face those sensations head on with confidence and with a complete trust in your abilities to give birth. Before I gave birth, I brainwashed myself so much, I built my mindset so much that there was not even a single ounce, a single cell in my body that didn't believe that I could give birth, that didn't believe that I could have a natural, unmedicated, calm birth. There was no ounce in my body that didn't completely trust my body and my body's ability to do this. My confidence in my body was so high that even if things didn't go my way, I knew that I had the capability to cope with it. So that's what you get by focusing on building your mindset. That calm confidence you feel when you know you've got this, or you can face whatever that comes your way. So during labor, there are a few big factors that influence pain that you feel, or those sensations that you feel, and influence whether the pain feels bearable for you or the pain feels unbearable for you. The first one, and I think one of the biggest one when it comes to your mindset, are your beliefs. If you are expecting pain, you are going to feel pain more strongly. If you are expecting yourself to cope with whatever sensations labor throws your way, you are more likely to cope with it in a much more calm and confident way. So let's work through some of your beliefs. Let's write down, maybe in a journal, or contemplate wherever you are, in the shower, in your commute to and fro work, wherever you are. Take maybe 5 minutes today to think about what your beliefs are. I have come up with some prompts that can help you work through your beliefs. So let's get into it. First one, what are you believing? What are your current beliefs about labor pain? Which of these beliefs feel supportive and which feel limiting? When I imagine myself in labor, what thoughts or what images come up? Are these current beliefs my truth or something I've absorbed from others? What would I believe about birth if I never absorbed anything from outside and there was no outside conditioning, whether that was from family, friends, TV, movies, whatever? If there was no outside conditioning, what would I have believed about birth? Do I believe I am capable of going through labor? Why or why not? In what ways can contractions be seen as powerful rather than scary, if that is something you are scared about? And last, but I think a really nice one to do, is what would a positive birth story of mine look like if it was written by my future self? Take some time to work through even one of these prompts today and just start wherever you are. Even if you are able to replace one negative belief, you are that one step closer to having a positive birth experience. The next factor that might influence pain is something called the fear, tension, pain cycle. What this means is if you start experiencing fear, which is your body's natural reaction to something it feels is threatening. Fear is a very important tool that is with us to help us survive. It is literally there to help protect us from perceived dangers. Fear is actually telling us something about our environment, about our surroundings. When you're feeling fear, your body instinctively is trying to run away from something it perceives as a threat. When you start feeling fear, your heart starts beating faster. You feel more tense in your body. You are in fight or in flight response. Your body then naturally tenses up. When your body tenses up, you're no longer releasing your natural endorphins, which are your natural body's pain relief hormones. When you start feeling fearful about pain in labor, you're starting to experience these strong sensations, and now you're really feeling scared of them. You are signaling to your brain that, oh, this is something I need to run away from. I need to protect this body from this labor pain. Your body starts tensing up. This then ends up blocking all of those natural pain relief hormones and then puts you in fight or flight response. And that creates more pain in your body. So it's a cycle. Then the more pain you feel, the more scared you're feeling, the more fearful you're feeling, the more tense you become, the more pain you feel. And then this is a cycle that keeps going until you break it somewhere. So you break it at the very start. So think about it this way. If you want to feel less pain, you need to stop fearing labor. And you need to change that narrative in your head about pain in labor being something to be scared of, because that is what is in turn causing you more pain. And this ties back to your beliefs. Why are you fearful about it? What can you do to replace that belief about being scared? What can you replace that fear with? What you want in labor is the very opposite. You don't want to be in fight or flight. You want to be in rest and digest mode. You want to be in a very calm zone so that it progresses labor. This all ties into the third factor, which is your body's mobility and your body's tension. The more mobile your body is, the more easier it is for your baby to make its way through the birth canal. Just think about it. Your baby is trying to go through 7 cardinal movements. Cardinal movements are the movements that your baby is making in the birth canal to make its way out. I'll make a whole video about it, but just Google cardinal movements and you'll see the different movements that your baby needs to make. It's a very small canal that your baby needs to fit through. So it is important that you assist it, that you are moving your body so that your baby can find wiggle room to make its way down. And your body's tension. This goes back to the previous point. If your body's really tensed, your jaws are really tight, you are clenching your teeth, your jaw and your pelvic floor are very interrelated. Your pelvic floor needs to be quite relaxed. The more tense your body feels, the more tense all of your muscles around your pelvic bone is going to be. So it's very important to be as relaxed as you can and promote that calm. So be mobile, move around. So what are some positions that will help baby make its way down? The only thing I told myself during labor and when I was preparing for it is I need to be upright and forward. If you only want to remember one thing about body mobility, it's about being upright and forward. The way your body's anatomy is that the more upright and forward you are, the easier it is for your baby to come out. Your pelvic floor is actually like a J. So if I'm sitting here right now, my pelvic floor is actually faced out a little. So if I am on my hands and on my knees, my J is actually pointing down. Whereas, think about it, if I'm lying down, my J is actually pointing up. So it's working against gravity. If I am upright and I'm leaning forward, it's actually working with gravity. So the outlet is actually facing down, which is what I want, because I want gravity to help my baby. I don't want my baby to work against gravity. So upright and forward is all I want you to remember when it comes to body mobility. There are a lot of other birth positions and labor positions you can take. Just Google labor positions, birth positions, and you'll get many images, and keep them, print them out, stick it on the wall. Next factor that can influence pain is your environment, your labor and birth environment. Do you feel safe around the people who you are laboring around? Do you feel threatened by them? So as mammals, we are designed to be giving birth in private. That's just how biologically we're designed. We're not designed to be giving birth in the middle of the room with unknown people around us and bright lights. If you notice any other animal, like a dog or a cat, they usually tend to go in a corner in the dark and give birth. They don't give birth in the middle of the room. It's just how mammals are designed to give birth. No other mammal would want to be in the center of attention when giving birth. Think about giving birth as being just as private as going to the toilet. It's a private experience. Birth is very similar to that. You're meant to feel extremely safe and extremely comfortable. Think about how would you want your environment to be? Who would you want to have around during your labor and your birth? The last factor is education. How much education do you have about labor and about birth? About what happens during birth? The more you know about it, the less you will fear. It's quite the opposite. We think when we are fearful about something, we don't want to look it up. We don't want to learn more about it. But it's quite the opposite. The more you learn about something, the power the fear has over you reduces. You don't give that fear as much power as you did before because your knowledge about that topic is higher. So if you want to be less fearful, learn more about labor and birth. Learn about the different stages of labor. Learn what happens in your body during labor. Learn what are contractions, why they even happen. What is happening during a contraction in your uterus? What muscles are working to create these contractions? I've used this analogy many times. Think about it like running a marathon. If you had to run a marathon in 2 months' time, the more you're prepared for that marathon, the more you are capable of running that marathon. The less prepared you are, the less likely you are to cope with that marathon as well. Labor and birth is the same. The more your mind is prepared for it, the more likely you are to have a positive birth experience. The more likely you are to cope with the sensations of labor with confidence and with trust. My last takeaway is preparation, when combined with mindset, is the biggest influence on how you experience labor. So that's it for today. Please share this with another mama who is feeling anxious. And lastly, pick one of the journal questions that resonated with you and write it down tonight. Remember, awareness is the first step towards change. Thank you. See you next time.